Hello everyone, this is Mr. Informal giving you my thoughts, analysis, and rant. So lately, this summer has been full of cameras, announcement releases, press releases, all kinds of camera related news. So Sony decided to announce their new Sony Alpha a7s III. Yes, that's the Sony Alpha a7s III. After 5 years, Sony decided to upgrade the a7s II. Yes, you heard me. 5 years. They've been slacking. Why do I say they've been slacking? Really? It takes 5 years to upgrade a camera? Well, in any case, I'm gonna give you my thoughts, analysis, and rant. So I'm going to give you my thoughts right now, and I'll explain further. This camera is not a hybrid camera. This camera is mostly for video cameras out there. For the people who love their camera to be strictly video and a little bit of pictures, this is your camera. But this is not the end all be all one camera to have. It's not, and it is too bad, and I will explain later. But first, let's go with the specs. Prices: $3,500, body only. Yes, body only. Magnesium alloy, 12 megapixels. Yes, you heard me right, 12 megapixels. Backless CMOS sensor, full frame. ISO is 102,400. Not only that, it has 5-axis stabilization. That sensor stabilized. Obviously, it can shoot RAW, JPEG. It is contrast detect and phase detect. It has multi-center, selective single point. It has tracking, face detection, eye detection. You know, all kinds of detections that Sony has a lot. The screen is finally fully articulated. No more flippy screen. Fully articulated. They said it's a 3-inch screen, but that's what they said. It's with 1.4 million dots. It is touchscreen. Yes, touchscreen meaning touch the focus, touch the menus, all kinds of touchy-feely stuff on the screen. Viewfinder is electronic viewfinder, and Sony is saying that it is the best electronic viewfinder in the market with the resolution of 9.4 millions. Yes, millions dots. They're saying it's the sharpest, but we'll see. No built-in flash. Maximum shutter speed is 1/8,000 and 10 frames per second. It has white balance bracketing, so the format for the video is MPEG-4, XAVCS, XAVCHS, HAVCS1, H.264, H.265. Not only that, this is a great one right here. It comes with 2 card slot. Not only that, these card slot can accept SD cards and a CF Express A cards. Yes, it's a dual use slot. Both slot can use either SD cards or CF Express A, which is, to me, is genius. Video quality is 4K 120, 4K 100, 4K 60, 4K 50. Not only that, if you go 4K 60, it can record up to 60 minutes, which is a lot. It has 1080p, 120, 1080p, 100p, 1080, 60, 1080, 50, 25, 24, which is pretty good. That 4K, based on the previous I've seen, it doesn't get overheat a la Canon. It has a microphone. It has a headphone jack. It has a USB 3.2 generation 1 type C, yes, which is pretty good. It has USB charging. It has a full-size HDMI, the standard HDMI that comes built in as you see on your TV, which is pretty good. It has the hot shoe is also a digital connection, which you can also connect Sony's prior microphone, which is pretty good. It is weather sealed. It should be weather sealed for that price. 600 shots on battery life, and it has orientation sensor and no GPS. So that is the specs. So certainly my thoughts on this is it is not a hybrid camera. It is not the end-all be-all camera, which is too bad because the picture is lacking. 12 megapixels, really? You're not going to be able to do any professional commercial photos with that. You can't print out a billboard. You can't print out for magazines. Come on, 12 megapixels. Not only that, 10 frames per second. Am I hearing that right? I mean, am I seeing that right? I just want to make sure based on the specs. Yes, continuous drive is 10 frames per second. Maximum shutter speed is 1/8000. Minimum shutter speed is 30 seconds, which is actually pretty good. But certainly there are more features in videos than cameras. I'll give you an example. They have a backlit sensor, which could help. Full HDMI, fully articulated screen, dual card slot, which for redundancy, for something video. Look at the video format. You're looking at 4K 120. It also has XAVCS, so and so. I mean, it is more of a video camera than a picture camera. Not only that, it's only 102,400 for ISO. It should be more than that. And not to mention the control. They did improve the grip. It's bigger, but the control layout, especially on the top, are certainly more video orientated than camera orientated. But in any case, I guess that's what Sony is aiming for. And so let's get on with the analysis. Now apparently, based on the rumor, this is coming out in September. So let's just assume it comes out in October, just to be safe. The latest October. Now this is going to be bought by people who do a lot of cinematography, who do a lot of in-house videos. Will they shoot pictures with this? Of course, because it looks like a camera. It takes pictures like a camera. But will they do any professional photos with this camera? No, they will not. They're gonna say it's only 12 megapixels. Not only that, it is not fast enough based on competition. It is not, the screen is not that big compared to the competition. Now I'm not saying that they're going to use the screen. I think they're going to use more the electronic viewfinder, but there are still those who use the screen for photos. And the features are upgraded in the video sector than the picture side of things. So, and the price is $3,500. So they're gonna say, well, Canon's and Nikon offering are better when it comes to picture specs. So if I'm a commercial photographer, I'm gonna pick those two. So certainly this camera is not gonna do so well in the commercial or professional photographers out there. This is gonna do much better to those cinematographers who are looking for better quality, who have good video controls. Is this going to be successful in terms of selling a lot? I'd say no, because the A7 III is much more a well-rounded camera than this camera. And again, for those people like me customers that are looking for a one end all be all hybrid camera, too bad this is not the camera. Not only that, it's $3,500. I'm not gonna spend that much, and plus I have to buy lens, and the lenses are not even that cheap. So to me, for 5 years, it's a failure, and this coming too late. Now, I'm not gonna say this is going to be a failure in sales. I think I'm saying in context, it's a failure because it took 5 years. It took 5 years to finally improve from the previous generation. So, in the context of things, in terms of sales, in terms of profits, certainly people are noticing this camera, but will they buy? From my perspective, no. But for those who are looking to just have a camera for this video, then yeah, I can see this. But the hardest thing is that will they accept the $3,500 price tag on this camera? I do not think so. So let's get to the rant. But you know what? Right now I'm gonna give credit where it's due. I'm glad that Sony put a full HDMI. I'm glad that the touchscreen can finally be touch to focus. The touch screen can use it on menus. It has dual card slot. Not only that, it can do redundancy or backup, and it can fit an SD card and a CF Express A. Certainly, I gotta give credit where it's due. Sony on this camera is great, and it doesn't overheat unless you go full 4K 60 frames where it has a 60-minute recording. But again, I'm gonna give credit where it's due. The Rant 12 megapixels, I really don't like that. I really do not like it. 12 megapixels, really, that's way too low. I used to own a Panasonic GX1 which has 16 megapixels. And you're telling me this has 12 megapixels and it's the year 2020. For a $3,500 camera, that's a no-no. That is not acceptable. So, and the fact that this camera, it took 5 years to finally have these features. 5 years. Again, I'm not gonna let that slide. And finally, the screen is finally articulated. Again, it's the year 2020, and I've been banging on about this for so long when it comes to these Sony cameras, to these a7. Like, how hard is it to put a fully articulated camera? It's not patented. No one owns it. I really don't understand. So, the biggest thing of it all is that it's $3,500. $3,500. It is not a hybrid camera. It's not a camera for professional photographers. It's more of a camera for those video people, videographers, cinematographers, however you want to call it. $3,500. Think about that. $3,500 for a body only. And it doesn't even give you everything that a camera should have. And it's not even this camera's fault. It's Sony, because they're trying to disperse all these features to 3 different camera models. A7s, A7R, and just got A7. Like, why? Why do we need to go through these different types of models? Why can't you just have 2 models? Maybe the highest spec camera and then the lowest spec camera, but both cameras can be hybrid shooters. You know, after reading all the negatives, I just think about this. 5 years to get an A7S upgrade. 5 years. And it doesn't seem like it's a big upgrade. The worst part about it is that it's a $3,500, and if you're a Sony fan, I love Sony specs. I just don't understand why it takes so long to upgrade. If you're a Sony fan, do you accept these types of movement these marketing words, in the research development that Sony is doing. I mean, Sony could do anything they want in a year or in 2 years. But 5 years, I'm not okay with that. Simply not acceptable. So in conclusion, like I said, this camera has a lot of things going for it in terms of upgrades, and I love the redundancy, I love the 4K, I love the full HDMI. It finally has a flip screen, a fully articulated screen and touchscreen, finally. But it's a one-sided camera. It's not a hybrid shooter. It's not for professional photographers, and the worst part about it is that 5 years it took this long, and it's a $3,500 camera. Do I feel disappointed? A little bit. Am I happy that those specs are there? Yes, because it lets you know that certain things can be designed and put in a small, but still put in a small body. So the research and development is there. So certainly the inspiration is there. Hopefully a lot of camera brands will follow suit. But would this be the camera for me? No. Would this be a camera for you as a photo only? No. If you like videos, then this could be something you will look at. But again, I'm pretty sure you're also going to look at the price of it, and I'm not sure if you're going to be willing to accept that. And so that basically is my thoughts, analysis, and rant of the Sony a7s III. I will see you in another one. Maybe in the next 5 years of this camera. We'll see. Bye-bye.